By the late 1990s, Toys R Us was generating $11 billion a year across a massive empire of over 1,600 physical locations. Founder Charles Lazarus created the ultimate category killer. Ignoring clothing and groceries, he built stores massive enough to house every conceivable toy under one roof. But in 1998, Walmart took the crown as the nation's top toy seller. They used toys as a loss leader, pricing action figures and board games below cost to get parents in the door, knowing they would make up the profit on higher margin items like groceries. Toys R Us couldn't compete with that pricing. Looking for a way to maintain dominance, they turned to the emerging internet. In 1999, they launched ToysRUs.com, and consumer orders quickly flooded in. But taking orders is different from delivering them. Customers who bought gifts weeks in advance didn't receive their packages by Christmas. The company's logistics network completely collapsed under the volume. They learned the hard way that putting a website on top of a retail chain is easy. Building the dedicated warehouses and inventory routing to run a true e-commerce operation requires entirely different capabilities. Instead of spending the time and capital to build that digital infrastructure, Toys R Us outsourced the problem. In August 2000, they signed a 10-year exclusive fulfillment deal with a rising internet company called Amazon. They used the massive volume of Toys R Us inventory as training wheels to master toy logistics, capture valuable customer data, and quietly flood the platform with competing third-party sellers. By 2004, Toys R Us realized they were feeding their biggest competitor. While they relied on Amazon for fulfillment, they spent a full decade falling behind the technology curve. Amazon had learned how to sell toys, and Toys R Us still didn't know how to operate online. They were trapped. A bloated retail footprint restricted their pricing, and massive private equity debt restricted their capital. Adapting to the digital era became mathematically impossible. We'll never know, but the math proves that when technology shifts consumer behavior, a company's greatest assets, like 1,600 prime retail locations, can instantly turn into inescapable, fatal liabilities.